NXT was okay for the most part. It was not a good show, and it was not a bad show. It was just okay. I wouldn't even say decent, but still okay nonetheless. NXT still the best wrestling show of the week, and it's better than anything on the main roster. It was better than Monday Night Raw, so there is that. And we are going to do the predictions for Deadline, the final NXT premium live event of the year. So let's go ahead and get into NXT from December the 2nd, 2025. So we kicked the show off with the Women's Iron Survivor Summit. Ava basically welcomed, the ladies, and she welcomed the ladies and stuff and all that. All the women basically talked about, how they want to win the match and everything else. Jacy Jayne, she came out. She said that she could beat any one of them. She's already beaten Lola and Jordynne Grace countless times. She knows she can beat Kendall Gray. And she doesn't care anything about Kalani Jordan. And then basically a brawl breaks out, basically. Because Kalani, she hit Jordynne Grace, and then it was just a massive brawl. And Sol Ruca, Lola Vice, and Kendall Gray, they ended up standing tall. So this is fine, I guess. I didn't really feel like going over all the promos of what the women said. They didn't say much of anything. I guess it's fine. Still kind of weak, though, but it's typical WWE anyway. They do this, basically every year when it comes to the Iron Survivor. Although I am looking forward to the match, though. Moving on from that, this leads us into Thea Hale and Joe Hendry. They are backstage. So Thea brings up the fact that John Cena believes in Joe Hendry. He even did his trademark spin last week. So Joe Hendry says that this year has been filled with career highlights, but to have the greatest of all time, pick him to be a part of the Iron Survivor Challenge. It's got to be up there. So Joe Hendry talks about his 8-man tag with Dark State later on in the night. That was the main event. So Stax and Ariana Grace, they show up. So they're laughing. They're giggling like little school kids. Not really, though, but, So Thea asks if there's something funny and should they leave. Ariana says that Joe Hendry made the wrong choice in choosing Thea as a tag partner, but because she didn't get the job done at Gold Rush. Ariana says that Chelsea Green and Ethan should have picked a real power couple like them. So if Joe Hendry believes in Thea Hale, she believes that she can kick Ariana's ass tonight. So then Ariana mocks Thea. So, okay, that's fine there. Pretty good stuff there. This leads us into some more backstage stuff. So, security, they go backstage. So, Ava, she wants to make sure that Kalani and Jordynne Grace get as far away from each other as possible. So Ava, she runs into Fatal Influence. Ava says that they're going nowhere. Like last week, Jacy Jayne interfered in the Speed title match last week, and she interfered during the Women's Iron Survivor Summit. So it's going to be a 6-woman tag. Fatal Influence versus Sol Ruca, Lola Vice, and Kendall Gray. So, there is that. So, basically, Steve Maclin, he shows up. He was backstage, basically. So, he vowed to beat Stax at Final Resolution on Friday. Okay, that's cool there. Moving on. This leads us into the first match of the night. Thea Hale defeats Ariana Grace. She wins via the Kimura lock. Match was okay. Moving on from that, this leads us into Chase University. They run into OTM in the parking lot. OTM tells Mr. Chase that it's on site. If they keep acting up, Mr. Chase proceeds to scold Uriah Connors and Kale Dixon. Uriah Connors is the little brother of David Finlay. So there is that. Brogan Finlay. So, yeah. I mean, this is fine, though. This is, good stuff here, I guess. So, yeah. Moving on from that, we get another clip from the John Cena stuff, his little interview that was shown. Moving on from that, this leads us into Ava. She's backstage talking to the men Iron Survivor guys. Joe Hendry, Leon Slater, Miles Bourne, and Javon Evans. So they're talking about strategizing for the match with Dark State. Robert Stone shows up. He brought a package over for Ava. Ava says that she'll deal with it later. Ava tells Robert Stone to make sure that everything's ready for Ricky Sanchez and Oba Femi's contract signing. So Ava's raising the stakes for the night's main event. Whoever scores the pinfall will get to pick their spot in the Iron Survivor Challenge. If Dark State wins, however, Deion Lennox will get to choose. Okay, that's cool there. Whatever. Moving on, this leads us into Josh Briggs and Tavion Heights. I didn't give a fuck about this. I didn't even really watch it. This was a very, very long match, basically. Josh Briggs gets the win via the clothesline from hell, and that was it. I don't really understand why Shawn Michaels continues to push Josh Briggs. It makes no sense. He's not fucking over. He has an okay choke slam, and he has an okay clothesline from hell, but outside of that, he's just not good. Like, he's been in NXT for about a good 4.5 years, I want to say. So, it's time for him to either get caught up and go to the main roster, or, what would be better, for him to be in Evolve. Go to Evolve. Stay there. That's what I would do, but that's not going to happen, so whatever. Moving on from that. Izzy Dame, she explains why she attacks Tatum Paxley. So, she said that she didn't betray Tatum. She corrected a mistake that she made the second that she thought Tatum could ever stand beside her as an equal. She said that she gave her a voice, she gave her confidence, she cared about her. And what did Tatum do? She continued to trip over the same insecurities that she tried to rip out of her over and over again. She's selfish and she's stubborn. She said, it's like everything Tatum felt, like everything, the calling, and I gave her, just wasn't good enough, basically. So she basically says that come Saturday at Deadline, it's Tatum and her one-on-one, and she plans on finishing what she started in New York. And she's got one final lesson for her in San Diego. She's going to end the version of her that refused to evolve, and however she has to do it, she'll make sure that happens, and it won't be out of spite. It won't be out of anger. So Tatum, she shows up. She says she was in their old family spot, basically. She said she's alone. She said, why did you have to take what was what was steady in her life and tore it apart? We were great together. And you took the one thing that she wanted the most. So they continue to go back and forth. So Izzy kept on taunting Tatum. She wanted her to come out and fight her. Tatum says that she's scared because she doesn't know what she'll become without her hand on her shoulder. She's scared because at a Deadline, she's going to make sure that you feel all of her pain. So that was a pretty good promo there. I like that. Really good shit there. Moving on from that, this leads us into some more Zaria and Sol Ruca drama. So Lola Vice, Kendall Gray, and Ren Sinclair, they're getting ready for the match. So Sol apologizes for not being there during Zaria's match with Fallon Henley last week. So Zaria's still upset and was processing everything that happened with Mariah May. Zaria says that Sol Ruca's moving on, it's just fine. Sol says that's not fair. John Cena picked her to be in the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. It's fine according to Zaria because Sol Ruca is doing her own thing now. Since Sol Ruca didn't seem to appreciate Zaria being in her corner at Gold Rush. She won't be in her corner tonight. So Lola tells Sol that they have to go because their match is next. And Ren Sinclair says that she'll have Sol Ruca's back tonight. She may not be as scary as Zaria, but she's supportive. And so Sol Ruca tells Zaria that she is sorry, and then she walks away. Okay, that's fine there. Moving on, this leads us into Fatal Influence. They were defeated by Sol Ruca, Lola Vice, and Kendall Gray. So Lola Vice got the win. I mean, no, my bad. Not Lola Vice. I apologize. Sol Ruca, she got the win. She ended up winning via the Soul Snatcher. So post-match, basically, Zaria, she was trying to spear Sol Ruca, but she ended up spearing Kendall Gray in half. And then she gets into a shoving match with Sol Ruca. And then Lola Vice is kind of playing the mediator / peacemaker between the two of them. And that's fine. So this makes perfect sense. I'm hoping that on Saturday that they pull the trigger with turning Zaria heel. You got to. I would have Sol Ruca lose this match. Well, actually, no. I would have her win. I don't know. We'll talk about that when we get to the predictions. Moving on from that. So basically, Javon Evans, he's talking to Ricky Sainz. They're just talking to each other up and everything else, and they're putting each other over and stuff like that. Don't really say much of anything. So all they're doing is just throwing passive-aggressive barbs at each other, and that's all they're doing. Ricky knows that Javon will be a future champion, but where's the lie in that? Javon says that he's been on a roll lately. Ricky says that Javon is the favorite to win the Iron Survivor, and then we'll see what happens at New Year's Evil. Javon tells Ricky that he'll wrestle at Madison Square Garden one day. Okay, that is fine. So basically, Leon Slater and his crew, they talking about how he's going to win at Deadline. Oba Femi shows up. So Leon didn't forget about the last time that him and Oba had a interaction. Oba brushed him right off, as he would never be championship material. Clearly, John Cena thinks otherwise. After Saturday, Dion hopes that he'll be facing Oba at New Year's Evil, because there's nothing more that he would love than to snatch Oba's gold and knock his teeth down his throat. Oba says that Dion Lennox has come a long way. Don't get ahead of himself. Dion says that he's not ahead of himself. He's right where he needs to be. Dion tells Oba that Dark State is going to give him a sneak peek of what's in store for his future. Okay, that's fine there, I guess. Moving on, OTM, they defeat Chase University. Who gives a shit? Why the fuck is OTM, why are they still there? This is like their third iteration. They've been in NXT, I think, since 2022. So they've been in there for basically 3 years. Either call these guys up or put them on Evolve. Do something, but I'm tired of them. Moving on. So Ethan Page, he is in the parking lot talking to Ava. So he's about to get out of Dodge. So Ava basically tricks him, talking about how he hasn't defended the title since Halloween Havoc. Ethan Page is like, he has no credible contenders. So Ava found someone who does, and it ends up being Mr. Iguana, along with Laeska, and they drive off. So that's cool there. That's a little bit of comedy there. Good stuff there. Moving on from that, we get another Shiloh Hill vignette, and it's kind of creeping me out a little bit. I don't know where this is going. He talked about how he was sleeping, how he was in the woods and stuff, and he built, he was in the snow and stuff or something. I wasn't really paying attention, really. To me, what is he there for? What's his character? Is he trying to be Bray Wyatt? Enough. It's not interesting. And I still have not looked into if he's from Stanford or not. I still haven't done that at all, so I don't know. Whatever, it's not important. what do you go with this? Are we going to continue to do more and more vignettes? Like, at some point, he's got to wrestle. I'm guessing they're going to probably do like one or two more vignettes and then he'll end up wrestling. But I don't know, man. I mean, what are they going to do with this kid? I mean, I get it that, he's one of Taker's proteges and all that, but who cares? Who gives a shit, Like, LFG is just another version of Tough Enough. Like, come on. Moving on. So this leads us into the main event of the evening. Dark State versus Joe Hendry, Javon Evans, Leon Slater, and Miles Bourne. I didn't watch this match because I'm not a fan of Dark State. I didn't care about it. Miles Bourne gets the victory. He wins via the Born Again. So, there is that. So this leads us into the closing segment of the show, the contract signing. And that was Ricky Saints and Oba Femi. So Oba said that the version that Ricky beat at No Mercy was a man who was burdened with the toll of a long title reign. This version is going to destroy him. And he's going to be the ruler of NXT. So he signs the contract. So Ricky says that this is no fairy tale. He's the NXT champion. And you can beat any and every man that steps in the ring with you. But there's an exception to the rule. And the ruler, and his name is Absolute Ricky Saints. And then that was it. And then they had a little face-off, and that was it. So I guess that's fine. I guess they didn't really say much of anything. Whatever, Let's go ahead and get into predictions. So this is going to take place on Saturday, December the 5th. No, my bad. December 6th. My bad. I'm sorry about that. December 6th. From San Antonio, Texas. So there are, I want to say 5 matches. Yeah, there's 5 matches on the card. So, Tatum Paxi versus Izzy Dame. Izzy Dame needs to kind of win this, and then Tatum Paxi can go to the main roster. I mean, you can still do another match. So I would give this match to Tatum, and then have them continue their feud up until New Year's Evil, maybe. Moving on from that, Mr. Iguana versus Ethan Page. I'm guessing they're going to end up. I like Ethan Page, so I'm going to go with him retaining. I don't see him losing. He probably won't lose the title until probably New Year's Evil anyway, so he'll probably end up winning that. Moving on from that, let's get into Ricky Saints and Oba Femi for the NXT Championship. Ricky Saints should retain. It's time for Oba Femi to say goodbye to NXT. He's ready for the main roster. It's time. It really is time for him to be on the main roster. Point blank, period. Moving on. This leads us into the Women's Iron Survivor. The winner of that will get a shot at the NXT Women's Championship at New Year's Evil. Sol Ruca, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan Grace, Kendall Gray. I'm going to go with my picks to win are going to be, pick number 1 is going to be Lola Vice. Pick number 2 is Sol Ruca. I think that Lola should win, really. I know people say that Jordan Grace could win. I get that, but to me, I think Lola Vice should win, in my opinion. So my picks to win are either Lola Vice or Sol Ruca. Moving on. The Men's Iron Survivor. The winner of that gets a shot at the NXT Championship at New Year's Evil. Javon Evans, Leon Slater, Joe Hendry, Deion Lennox, Miles Bourne. Joe Hendry and probably Javon Evans. But I'm going to go with Joe Hendry winning the thing. Leon Slater and Miles Bourne are just there. And we know same thing when it comes to Leon Slater and Deion Lennox. Like, although like those three are just there just to be there, they're not going to win. So I'm just going to go with either Joe Hendry or Javon Evans, So there is that. But Deadline should be a fun time, really. If we're being honest, it should be a fun time. It should be a good show. Should be a packed house. Let me look at the venue and see how much. How the venue can hold many people. So the venue can hold 3,100 people. So yeah, that's cool there. So NXT was okay, and Deadline should be okay. I'm looking forward to it. But what did you guys think of NXT? And one of your predictions for NXT Deadline? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.